Kidding.
I've hit the button. I think we're live. Welcome, everyone.
Another Wednesday.
We made it. It's another Wednesday.
It's the 20th Wednesday.
Oh, man. It's so many Wednesdays.
I know. It really is. Still, every week is a new adventure.
It feels so fresh to me still.
I know, right? I put in the title for this week that we were going to discuss a little bit more about monthly mayhem. I had my Wednesday questions on Instagram today, and I had stolen your post and just basically used that. And people were like, did we announce what was going on? I was like, well, I guess we only did in the live videos. So,
oh, yeah, that's a very good point. That's the only place we did it.
Discuss this.
Welcome, everyone. If you can hear us, let someone know.
Yeah, check in where you're from. See what.
If you were on Josh's stories today, you probably saw this thing.
Yeah, the remnants of the drag bolt sat underneath of the new.
Yeah. It this isn't gonna work on the new car, by the way. It's about the right width. But
it only goes to the.
It only goes to about like.
Right.
Not the whole length.
Yeah, the truck is not reachable in here, but Matt, you'll have to roll through the premise real quick of the new monthly mayhem.
Right. I don't have the rules in front of me either, but it's basically taking the Traxxas TRX6 and doing what we did with the Deadbolt. Oh, he went and got it anyway. So it's OMG 63 because this is the G-Wagon 63. That's the model number. And I was smart and came up with a funny logo and everything. So it's OMG 63 for monthly mayhem this time. The rules are a lot different. They're much
true.
more rigid, I think, in their interpretation. So hopefully that means Josh.
Matt only thinks they're more rigid because he hasn't really started, to read through them yet. But
I've got ideas. I've got good ideas too. So
good ideas.
They're good ideas this time.
Yeah, we are we're letting some things be a little bit more, or we're not really worried about some things as much as others, but
right.
The same basis, we're going to try and make it'll still look like this the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. That much is true. It's not going to change so much that you won't recognize it anymore. Oh, you got the black one. I have the silver one.
Which is cool. I think the silver is very cool.
Yeah.
I
was hoping for the white one, but I can deal with this just fine. Besides, it won't stay this way for very long because we have whatchamacallit, clear bodies. Did you get a clear body too?
Oh, I did get a clear body.
That's good.
But that for me only means that after this is done, it will be able to have a body that is not completely destroyed again.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're already kind of foregoing the 3 point or the 3 mile per hour advantage.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that this thing is such a tank that when it inevitably crashes at speed, it is going to do some serious damage.
Yeah. That's entirely true. It is going to do damage to probably persons and property.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I have to say that this thing probably weighs easily 3 times what my drag bolt weighs.
Oh yeah, without question. I'm just kind of gingerly trying to pull mine out from where it was sitting. But yeah, it's heavy, and I'm kind of ahead of the game. I had to shoot my intro video today, so I've already.
Oh, did you?
I've already shot this, and I've got my benchmarks, so I already know how fast it is stunk. And don't anybody ruin it in the comments. Don't, if you know and you have knowledge, don't ruin it for Josh, because I want people to guess at what they think first gear top speed is and second gear top speed. And
Oh, you went ahead and even measured first gear top speed.
I've already done it all. It's all done.
I mean, I don't even think that I think I'm just gonna lock it in second gear and yank that servo.
Yeah, who cares about first gear?
I gotta save some weight.
We don't need it. Oh gosh, I almost dropped it. So because it's heavy, it's hard to hold on to. Oh, your face got big again. Your internet strength keeps changing, so
oh, that's interesting.
Stand by while I adjust you.
So yes, the shirt that Chib sent, I wore it to work today. That's and everybody, it's got the little trash can, so everyone just reads it like that's trash.
Yeah, but it's thrash.
It's thrash, and I think it was a typo, Chibs, and he didn't. I think he didn't realize it. I think until I was wearing it, and I didn't realize it at all. I opened it, read it as that's, and was wearing it and then someone was like, "Oh, it's got a typo." I was like, "Oh, no kidding, you're right."
That's an interesting error to have made. I like it.
Hey, well,
there's a few comments here. The first one from Brazen Scale. He asked, "Think the Traxxas ring and pinion will last longer than the AR-44?" I can virtually guarantee that it probably will.
Maybe. I never changed the rear ring and pinion in mine.
No, despite missing a bunch of teeth, from what I recall.
There was some, yeah. It had an Arkansas modification done to it, but it definitely, I mean, it still survived. That was the sintered ring gear and the machined pinion. Obviously, that's the only way they come. But that thing screamed 63 miles an hour on that sintered axial one. Now the front one I snapped in half.
Right.
That one I broke the spool portion free of the ring gear.
Right.
But it still ran because the inner axle shaft went through. It went on the ring gear side. It went through the ring gear face and the center part enough so that one axle shaft was kind of bridging the two pieces together. Yeah, it had some summer teeth. Some are there, some aren't.
Yeah, I smashed through 3, I think, when I was doing mine.
I think that I saved mine, specifically the rears, because of that center diff that I had installed.
Yes,
it let things move around a little bit more. Hey Josh, we rock it in Arkansas. Anywhere that has internet in Arkansas, I doubt that's the issue.
Man. Wow.
I love Arkansas.
Yeah. Your picture is all over the place. Your internet connection is so strange today.
No, it's solid over here. It hasn't moved. I'm 8200K output the whole time. Haven't dropped any frames.
I don't know what to tell you. It's not about.
I don't either.
It's not about frame dropping. I think it's all about internet speed. Yeah, well, you're out of sync again too, so. And if you're on mine, just pay attention to me and not Josh. Yeah. Also, there were some comments about your ability to paint or inability to paint. So that plus 3 miles per hour is already mine. I could basically not do anything. Yeah. I've got lofty goals for this one. I think I'm in good shape. No, there won't be any of that this time. We might have to get you to come back in. So we might cancel this Skype and have you start again. How's that sound? Okay, all right. So good. I'm canceling him out here. How do we end it? There we go. So he's gone. Maybe we won't bring him back. Let's get him back in here, though. By doing things. I'm going to restart Skype because sometimes that's the problem. Oops. This might be the wrong version. Yeah. You can't call me on this one. Beep boop boop. Here we go. I'm ringing him in. And we're back. Excellent. Looks like you're in sync again, too, which is always good. Excellent. Yeah. Still no audio from you. So this is messed up. Yeah. 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 We can try that anyway. Try speaking again. Can anybody hear him now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. If it's not registering on the top, you might just want to try and go to desktop audio. It's the easiest fix to it. It will be a little out of sync on your side, but
yeah. That's what I've done.
Oh.
So okay, you can hear him now. Good. Awesome.
Oh, there you go.
Good enough. For now.
For now. Can Matt do the stream but better?
I wish it was me. I wish it was my fault.
You're right.
But it's not.
Someone's asking if I'm eating sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh,
and absolutely not.
Now no sound from either one of you.
Matt, you are just killing it tonight.
Unbelievable. Honestly, I have not changed anything.
You know what? You don't even have to. That's not even change anything. It's rarely needed. Just, you can see it. But if I'm eating gummy bears, it is only one type of gummy bear, and that is Haribo.
Haribo. Yeah, for sure.
The only ones. That's the only option for gummy bears, and they're delicious. But I don't eat them very often.
We're back to normal, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
Josh eating on camera. That's strange.
Oh, you're right. Can you hear that?
Ah, yeah. RTX voice is not getting rid of that noise.
Whoops. I never thought.
Unbelievable. So yeah, right. What else are we talking about? Did you talk about the big motors and power they sent us?
I didn't. I only touched on it, but I don't actually have one of the. I don't know what I did with it.
Oh, well, mine's right here, obviously. Everything within arm's reach. They sent us the VXL 8S, which is
yes.
Man, oh man, that's more power than I'm willing to put through this truck.
Yeah, when I pulled this thing out of the box, and I was like Whoa. That ESC is this.
It's like the size of an apple.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was just like, wow, that is a lot of ESC.
That's a lot of ESC. Yeah.
It's
The motor wires are pretty big too.
yeah. It's like 8mm bullets or something like that.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
now this is the 8, the one that comes in the X Max. However,
Right.
we are not putting the X Max motor in. It's
No. It would never fit.
It would not fit. The one that they did send is just going to fit.
It's so razor thin between it and the cross
yeah,
member.
The 540 XL, which is the motor from the Traxxas Max.
Traxxas Max.
Which is a big monster truck, which does 60 on 4S.
That's right.
So
yeah.
Now,
so
we may have allowed for more voltage than that. I don't know how safe it will be. We're not going to put 8S to it.
No, there's no way. It's like that's the part breaker.
Yeah, well, or the motor just.
Yeah, the motor might just explode.
Yeah,
6S is doable. That's pushing the limits though.
It is.
Now the problem is
the thing is going to scream.
Yeah. The problem is batteries from Traxxas are sort of difficult to get right now.
Same.
Maybe your local hobby shop has them, but I certainly don't at my local hobby shop. So I had to order some. But I don't know what I was thinking. I already ordered a 4S battery, but the way this ESC works, you have, unless there's there's an adapter, right? Yeah, right. There's a jumper somewhere.
Yep, which will work because
that'll work.
That is fine. Likely the route that I will go. But
yeah, 6S is going to be bonkers. If we even need to get to that, we're going to see.
We're gonna have to kind of move our way to it. I think to see if it's.
Plus, we're using
last week.
Right, the last hurrah.
The last run, just getting behind something sturdy.
Right. Plus, we're also using stock radio gear too. So,
yes. But for a reason.
Yes.
They sent us the telemetry unit that goes in the back and the GPS module. There's a little telemetry module that goes in the vehicle, plugs into the receiver, and then this little GPS thing that pops in the back of the radio, and then you have it all on your phone.
Well, there's nothing. The Traxxas link or the IQ link goes into your radio. The GPS unit is on the truck, already installed in mine, which is how I got my
impressive little unit.
It is actually, and the great thing about it is that while it is line of sight, like you need to be outside, it still works through the truck. Like you don't need to have like a clear spot for it.
Right.
Like you don't need to have it go through a window or anything. Taking the body clips off. It just, and there's actually a spot for it on the chassis, as you can see right here. It just screws right in there. It's a little waterproof connector, and there's one communication cable that goes to your receiver. There's a plug for it on that. And then you're good to go.
So I installed that as well in mine. I could not believe the amount of cables that they had pushed through that thing.
I know, right? There's like 9 cables going in and out of there.
Yeah. I mean, so shoving another one in was quite difficult.
Oh, for you, maybe. It worked out fine for me. You're not. Yeah. Never mind.
Now, I had a picture on my phone. I had taken and thrown a set of my drag racing tires on here,
which is a great idea
on one side, which is a possibility. These 2 rear tires are awfully close to each other, so
yeah, you're gonna have to be mindful of your tire diameters. That's for sure.
Yeah, you get possibly going to belted tires to try and keep the ballooning down as an option.
Yep.
Or the speedrun tires, which I have as well. And those are, there's just so many things, so many activities.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun 4 weeks, that's for sure. And of course, it comes at a time when I'm getting really busy at work. Thank you,
Right.
For that. That's
Thanks, money.
fantastic. Thanks, work. Like, why couldn't you be like this in March? Oh, never mind. I know why.
Right.
Happy to be doing it. Happy to be doing it. Not complaining in the slightest. So that's really good. Yeah. So monthly mayhem.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So many things popping up. So we're gonna.
I've already done a lot of cardboard aided design already.
Have you?
Yes.
I have done zero work other than installing the telemetry unit.
Excellent.
And I popped the Traxxas link into the back of the radio. Other than that, I have not touched it.
And the phone app is pretty good. It's amazing how quickly it updates. Yeah, it's really, really good. It
has top speed hold and things like that on it.
Yeah, it shows you all of the things. I probably won't. It probably doesn't. I don't think it'll show me right now because I'm not going to show you because then you'll know the benchmarks. But but I mean, it'll show you top speed and everything. There we go. Yeah, sorry, I'm like holding this so strangely.
Yes,
but there's lots of options for you to see your speed and RPMs and temps and everything. Those won't work. All we're really caring about is speed because we don't have all of the other sensors to do that stuff for more telemetry. But nice little app, I must say. It works better than I thought it was going to, and it's spot on accurate with the other GPS unit that I have here. This Sky RC one. So good to know. They're all synced up. Dave, I will contact you afterwards about batteries and stuff from your hobby shop. Thank you.
Dale was saying make some 5-inch diameter aluminum wheels like the speed run guys run, like the full size Bonneville, solid wheels.
Just no rubber at all, just wheel.
I don't know that that's going to work.
No. I don't think so either. Can you guys talk amongst yourselves for 1 second? I have to run upstairs and grab something that work left on my porch for me. Stand by. Be back.
With the size of this thing, this truck, the length of it overall is going to make it, in theory, more stable. Although adding another axle seems like that could add another layer of dynamics to the handling. I think I'm going to leave it all fully unlocked, just to keep some stress off of parts where possible. My plan at this point is at least to keep it 6-wheel drive. We'll see how that goes. We did say in the rules that both rear axles still have to be driven. So no cheating and just making this rear like a tag axle. But the overall weight is going to be a factor. So while we do have a lot more power this time, the actual mass that we're trying to move is considerably more substantial. This thing is going to be interesting. So I want to looking at some of the comments. I want to see what would happen if they weren't belted tires in each. If they hit each other at top speed. Well, that's the other thing. It's like you're not even at 60 miles an hour, which honestly, my goal is to just be able to match the previous speed.
Yeah, I'm hoping for 63, just so I can match the name of the truck.
Oh, duh, right? And that's what I hit last time. So
yes. And if I can get to 63, I feel like I've done a lot. It's going to be interesting, though, because we are limited by what we can change.
We are. It's like I did mention that we have to keep both rear axles driven.
Good. Okay, so, you mentioned that. Good.
Yeah. That's a big part of it. I think that it is nice that these have unlocked axles.
Because that's at least going to give us a bit of movement.
Right. Maybe keep a little bit of stress off things.
Yeah. A little bit.
I want to see some BFWs, big freaking wings. Oh, no.
There, you know what? I've got some ideas for.
And
I
other
was
aero.
I was doing a lot of research about aerodynamics,
Yeah.
and I think like a lot of the things I did last time were theoretically they were fairly sound. I just think the actual application wasn't great. And I think if I can kind of build on some of the things I did there, I think I'll be in better shape for this one. Wings aren't necessarily what you want. I will say that much.
Yeah, not a tall wing, but maybe the off the back, you know,
Yeah,
it's
like I was thinking, and I mean, it doesn't matter. We'll probably get to this together, but this way, like an F1 style rear diffuser style
right.
wing thing. Anyway,
Yeah, but like we're talking, like talking here, the ability for one tire to diff out, especially with those two tires next to each other. If one side does lift and those two both diff out, yeah, the ability for them to grow and touch each other could become much more
yeah.
possible. But
Belt,
seeing what some of these guys are doing, just normal tires, street running, and that we're not looking at 80, 90, 100 mile an hour cars like a lot of these slashes and guys, typhoons and all these guys are taking and converting cars to. We're not, things get exponentially crazier at those types of speeds.
yeah.
In the 60s, which is I think the only reasonable benchmark in that area, I think we'll be able to have just the chance of a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think, like you're saying, aerodynamics is going to be a huge part of this game.
It's basically like if I can give you guys a good graphic demonstration of what this truck is going to be like when it's going through the air. It's basically like trying to move this mouse pad through the air this way. Like, but if you take this and take it outside and put it outside your car window, it's 60 miles an hour. So you're going to lose it because this is not aerodynamic at all.
Everything about it. I'm just.
It's going to be fun.
I bet that a lobster has more aerodynamic value than this. I love the lobster arrow picture. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't, but I saw a falcon picture the other day.
There's some good ones. There's like a cow and a lobster and then like a Jeep, and just showing how everything is better than a Jeep at cutting through the air.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is funny. Morin Bujaro has he thinks that people will now try to make their no prep cars crawl.
Right.
Like that's the next challenge.
Yeah, we're gonna take the DR10 and make it the CR10.
Yeah, Moose Jaw suggested I put a big snowplow on the front to help aid in aerodynamics, and I mean that's not a bad idea. Like a cow catcher is basically going to be what's going to end up growing out of this thing. So
yeah, I think I'm going. Oh, sorry, my phone audio stuff. I got home and
who has the audio on their phone?
Never do. But today I got home and I got home at like 4:58. I walked in the door and I handed the things to Nicole that I grabbed for her, and I go, I'm going to take a 30-minute nap, which is like the most dangerous thing.
Oh yeah. 30 minutes is either, well, rarely is it ever 30 minutes. Most times it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to set an alarm or a timer for 35 minutes. But I was like, I'm going to turn the audio on, crank it, put it by my pillow, laid down, nailed it.
So that's going to be a fun challenge.
It is.
May the best man win
next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday morning. What we're going to do is, because we have this live show on Wednesdays as well, we're going to broadcast our week one show, or our week one mayhem, or our week whatever mayhem, at 8 a.m. every morning, Eastern time. And I think you're doing the same, right, Josh? Eastern time,
5 a.m.
8
my
a.m.
time, 8 a.m. your time.
And then we'll hop on and do our live stream still and just trash talk each other for 2 hours.
Yeah, most likely. Yes. And Matt will hear his excuses, hear what he's going to try and do better. And no, this time I had grand plans. And is it Mike Tyson's? Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And this truck actually came, and I pulled it out of the box and I went, oof.
Yeah, it really does make you kind of question everything again.
And then I started doing math, and things got even scarier to me. And I was like, well, every plan I had, it went to the side. It's a whole different game than what we had last time.
Well, yeah, because with the one last time, you basically there wasn't much of a drag or a deadbolt left on either of our cars by the end of it. There was no transmission from Axial in either car.
Correct.
It was basically axles, frame, and body, and that was all that remained by the end of it.
And this time, just kind of looking at things, I foresee a lot more of the stock vehicle left than I've even previously thought was going to be my plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's ways that you can make this thing fast. And I mean, you put even just a slightly better brushless motor in this, it's going to really wake it up. So what we're doing is borderline crazy, but that's what Mayhem's all about.
So much
should be a fun one.
And just excuses to do the things that you would always want to do, but in reality, you would never buy that car to do something like that. Like, no, it's just it's like the one thing, like being like a YouTuber and be like, can I have a toy and do something really dumb with it?
And then somebody says yes.
They're like, really? Okay.
Oh, you're sure? Now you know what we're doing, right? Like you watched the other one.
Did you read the email? Like, you sure?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to say no. On an unrelated note, I started printing out the James Knight, the Knight Customs, wearing the shirt today. The Knight Customs VS410 parts for doing the Jeep body.
Yeah, the SCX-103 JL body, and then you can mount it all to the VS410 chat. I really like it, honestly. Yeah, overall, I really like the idea. And
I've got the sliders and the mounting pieces done too. I just because obviously I need another project.
Right, exactly. I'm on the path right now of that. I've got a number of things that I need to just get knocked off my list. I've got projects in here that need to be finished and moved out the door. I've got some projects that need to get started, but not here. And I need to get parts sent to that. So that's on my, I have so many piles, and I really want to I've got everything kind of finished up to do a bunch of carbon fiber work, like all the prep work that I need to do. And so now I need to do that, but I want so much other stuff out of the way.
Is that going to work its way into the TRX6 project?
I highly doubt it.
Okay.
I really don't think that I'm going to have the time to try and experiment with that. Plus, because
the amount I would love to see it explode.
Oh, I know, right? Oh my god!
Just kersmoosh.
Yeah,
shards of it everywhere.
Yeah, that's do the rear wheels have to be the same size? That's actually
they do not.
That is it. You put some little tire.
I did that already. I made the tiny tires in the front.
You did?
Bolt. Yeah.
You just put front dragster tires on the rear, so they just kind of sit back there. Look what I can do. But,
it's in case it starts to lift. Then you get
Pleco Nation gave me $2.99. Thank you, Plex.
Oh, very nice. What I
Go for it.
sorry, what I wanted to say, Matt Romero said you should make 2 different seasons with this one. Give Traxxas the one they want and how they want to do it for 4 weeks, and then do another one with the new rules that we want. These are actually our rules for the most part.
The only thing that they
asked.
So I wrote an email to them with my idea, of what, and they just yes anded it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you can do that, and we'll give you the power system, and we're just
okay,
yeah, okay, like fantastic, thank you very much, because
we'll take it. Yeah, there wasn't, because their only restriction was they wanted us to use their electronics, and I'm fine with that.
Right, it's perfectly reasonable, and it's kind of nice that it's one more thing that it makes it even between Matt and I. Because last time I threw like an RX-8 and a Pro 4 HD in the drag bolt, which is a lot of power and a lot of ridiculous. And I'm not saying, I mean, obviously I could have beat him without that handily, but
could you though? We'll never know.
I think I even did with the previous system.
It would just, I think you did.
I think I had a stock Baja Ray takeout system in it.
That's true.
Are the gears allowed to be changed? Yes.
Yeah.
They sent us even some HD overdrive overdrive gears, the faster
overdrive gears.
And they sent us 3 sets because there's 3 axles, except that there's 4 pinions.
4 pinions.
So I ordered up another set so that I could take the pinion out of it.
I've also ordered every single pinion that will fit. Yep. But I don't know. Well. I don't know if they will, because it's a 5 mil rotor, right? On the motor,
it's a 5 mil pinion shaft.
Oh yeah, output or pinion shaft. So I'm not sure if those gears are going to fit in the place that they say they'll fit.
Yeah, as long as it has the same tooth count, everything's the same.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I ordered everything from 17 to 22, which is all that'll fit with this spur. So that'll be fun to try all of those.
Yes.
All the tires have to be the same size. No, I don't think they do. We didn't put any restriction on tires, wheel, or track width.
No, we let track width be whatever, just in case. There's just one thing to not worry about. Yeah, so I ordered all of the ProTech pinions.
Oh, okay. I got all the Robinson Racing ones.
So I ordered them all from A-Main. It's just, I think I ordered every size from 13 tooth to, what is this? I don't know what size I went to. There's a 19, there's a 20. I might have only ordered up to a 20 something.
Yeah, it'll only go to 22.
Okay, I don't know that I even got a 22.
Excellent.
But what I did get was the 39 tooth spur gear.
Yeah, that's what it comes with.
I thought it comes with the 45.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, no matter what it comes with, I got 3 extra.
You'll probably need them. I might have to cannibalize my other TRX4 just in case.
I have spare TRX4s around here as well, just in case.
Yeah.
Can
you put different axles on? No, we have to keep the axles as is.
Yeah, TRX. It's got to stay TRX4.
Yeah, it's got to stay TRX4. Comes with the 45. Damn it!
Boom.
Fine.
I thought it was 45.
Shoot, and I just made my order today. Well, Dave,
imagine the put one aside for me. Any kind of. So.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I might just keep the stock tires on there.
Let's see how fast it'll go with those.
For a little too long. Like, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I might even keep them on till week 4. Who knows?
Right. Let's just see.
I mean, I've got adapters.
Are you going to use a wheelie bar?
It'd be like this long.
Do not think that a wheelie bar is going to be. I don't see it being possible.
It's not going to be
wheelie that
necessary
thing.
unless you're going like full blast reverse to forward. I don't think you're going to get
Oh my
that
god!
kind of
I can
lift.
only imagine just the pile of drive shafts that would be left underneath if you tried that. Yeah,
Be like they were made of carbon fiber.
yeah.
I do have some 12 to 17 mil adapters.
Yes.
For wheels, because I will give these race slicks or these racing tires from GRP. I'll give these a try probably at some point.
Those are I have the same. I don't know if I have the same adapters, but I have adapters like that and those same tires in the couple different compounds they come in.
Yeah.
So
there's the S7.
Yes.
There's the what other ones are there? There's a bunch. I've got them all. Soft, medium, S4, whatever that is. Lots.
Yeah, that's...
The ride height is definitely something to worry about, too. Because it is very tall. It's a tall truck.
It is. And the, getting it lower and with tire size. I think tire size is going to have to go down for it to go very much low. Lots of fun variables.
All of the variables.
Wear eye protection when you try it.
Yeah. Among other things, I might wear an athletic strap, a Jacques strap,
just to protect.
Just be like.
So, did you get your no prep card done, or will you have a drag 6x6 before it's done?
I will have a
with the number of.
I mean, I've got all the new stuff in mine already. I put an RS Pro in there and a really weak, underpowered motor, but it's sort of for me to get used to the idea of how this car performs, and then we'll switch out the motor later. So mine's ready to go.
Yeah, mine's run. I mean, mine runs right now. It's just not nearly fast enough to hang with the guys around here that are just throwing down crazy times. It is cool though.
Yeah.
So that's
I did look one final note on this. I did look at flipping the portals. And the way that the pieces go together, it's not like it's a A-B flip. You can't just flip the ends. You might be able to flip the whole axle. But that would be doable.
Yeah.
But actually, that would make it too low. You'd have to lose fender flares. You'd have to lose all of the inner fender pieces. And then you're introducing air. A lot of air underneath the car. You don't want that either.
Doing mud, I mean, portals on or, flipping portals or removing portals, definitely going to really jam everything up and clearances will become pretty tight.
Yeah.
So, and being that we're going to maintain a lot of that look, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
You have to at least do a wheelie, the full run like Traxxas. They did it with the tactical.
The tactical.
So you got when you only have. If we didn't have another set of axles wheels back there, it would be much easier. If I was only running standard axles, I would absolutely expect to need a wheelie bar.
Yeah.
Now that would be one that taking this afterwards and swapping that, because by the end of this thing, I kind of expect to switch it back to something more reasonable.
Like a truck I want to use off-road.
The TRX6 is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I love this thing.
Maybe I take that ADAS system out and put it in one of my beater TRX4s. Yeah,
hey, you never know. Another mud truck, perhaps.
I've got a couple of stock TRX4s here that, do that and the continuation.
Yeah.
Then, yes, I do have my new CNC router, which I'm waiting on one more freaking part for. Which is
I hope it's out of stock for like 4 weeks.
Oh, I know. I was told it shipped. So I expect it every day. I've expected it every day since last week. I'm like, Nope, it's not here.
Wow.
Nope, it's not here.
Sean, no, the Spectrum system that I had in the drag car was uncensored or censorless, and that won't fly. Got to be censored. Just wasn't able to get nice smooth takes off the line, so I had to lose it.
So, yeah, I look
yeah.
I've been shooting some, been going to a couple of the drag races the last couple of weeks. Man, it is fun.
Yeah, I watched that video this morning, and that looked really fun, especially the last 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. I forgot I had set my ins and outs in Premiere, and then
just
ended up doing some more, and then I forgot to change my out point. It just rendered the whole thing and uploaded it at midnight.
Looked great. So good. But that was a fun event. I'm really surprised, though, at the spectators who were right at the end of the track. Like, guys, after the first, 6 runs where a car comes careening at you at, 70 miles an hour, probably.
Right. I mean, yeah,
you need to move
at least. No one. I don't think anybody got hit this weekend, but there is a lot of those guys are down there at the finish line to just see, how fat. But yeah. Oh, Dave Olson gave me $5. Said thanks for that no prep video. The Sacramento area seems to have a very vibrant drag racing community, and yes, Sacramento does as well as the surrounding areas. This weekend on Sunday, everyone around here refers to everything by area codes. 707 is a big area. What are we in? 916. And now the other one's like 219 or something like that. But it's the Modesto area, and they're doing a list race this weekend.
What's that?
I might go. So a list race is where all the guys from the area get together and they race each other to try and rank from 1 to 10. So they have their top 10 list then. But it'll be their first time, so they're going to have to go through the whole thing to get themselves ranked into that top 10.
So they rank themselves to the top 10 drivers, and then they go race another group, like another area code?
So basically at that point you have your local list. And if you want, the idea is to be the king of the list, right? Number 1. So, but if you're in 8th, you can only challenge 7. And you have to beat number 7, and then you get to challenge 6. So
I see. Okay.
You have to work your way to the top of the list if you ever want to be there.
So if you ever want to be the king of the nerds, you have to go through all the other nerds first.
Right. Exactly.
Understood. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Is there a guy with a flashlight jumping in the air and stuff and going, "You ready? You ready?"
Yes, except they do it from behind it with a little button.
Does he just go like this? Boop.
Yeah. A very small flashlight.
Okay, go.
Let's see. RC15 guy's asking, how far do you drive to a racer event, whether it's crawling or drag racing? I mean, I am not afraid of a drive. Let's see, not this last weekend, but the weekend before. I just wanted to go out, and when we went crawling, myself and Brad Perry, we drove 2.5 hours to just go crawling, the two of us, and then drove home. And that's partly because it's 100+ degrees here during the day right now, but we're at the foot of the mountains. So you drive a couple hours up the hill and you're in 70-degree weather in beautiful terrain. So it was that. And then I came back, that was Saturday. Sunday, I went to the races in Antioch, California, and that was maybe an 1.5-hour drive. So there's so much going on in Northern California as far as RC goes. But I'm still going to drive an 1.5 hours to a lot of events. But the Cash Days event this last weekend was 35 minutes from where I'm at right now. So it all just depends. Oh, I dropped a bunch of frames.
Yay. You sure did.
Sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
So I buffered a bunch there. Sorry about that.
He's okay. He's back.
Oh. The dual. Yes, I got a new 3D printer as well. And tested that out last night for the first time.
Prints in 2 colors at one time.
2 colors. And I think I left my little go-kart at the office, but the here is the printer. See?
That's, yeah. It's really
it's very
small.
handy.
Yeah,
right.
That's the traveling unit.
You just keep this around.
That's a pretty compact little unit.
It's not bad. It's
I like
it's
the
slightly
telephone
smaller than
on this side. I like the telephone on the side of it.
Yeah, the spool holder.
No,
you mean the other side.
I mean the telephone, the
This
handset.
thing.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, computer.
It's the whole touch screen, all the control and all that, which is actually kind of nice. But yeah, it's on this corded thing.
Yeah.
It's not bad. And
it's very 1970 inspired.
It is.
Yeah, the car phone.
So I'm going to go ahead and set this down now. So that's inconvenient. Anyway, that is made by a company called Lotmax. And it's a Kickstarter, basically. So
yeah,
it's not out yet. It's going to be out. They sent it to me. I said, sure.
You can order it. You can order it now.
You can order it, but it's a Kickstarter. So
yeah.
I don't think that they're shipping yet. But so, it's got a lot of similarities to an Ender. But it's got the dual, it's already set up for 2 color. Well, you can either buy it in a stripped down unit for like $249 or like this one for $399. And that's the dual color setup. It also comes with a laser. So it's called,
I saw a demo of the laser, and I'm not getting the laser attachment.
The laser I'd probably skip. But it's called the Lotmax SC10 Shark.
Which makes me think it's an RC car.
Shark and laser.
Yeah,
shark
freaking laser beams.
Laser beams. Like,
throw me a bone here.
What about an ill-tempered sea bass? Or sea bass. Are they ill-tempered?
Somebody, Travis Gilmore here, he got my reference when I did Hello Computer.
I do not know what that means.
Yeah, that was Star Trek 5, the one where they go back in time to get whales. You're not a Star Trek fan?
I've never seen a Star Trek. And I've never seen a Star Wars.
Oh boy,
never.
Did you grow up like sad? Was there something that happened in your life?
I watched a lot of Westerns. I've seen just about every John Wayne movie. Like,
neat. Anyway, yeah. There's a scene where, because they went back in time, they need to be able to make an aquarium big enough to hold the 2 whales on the spaceship to go back to the future with them.
Sorry, I missed this one.
Bear with me. And Scotty, who is like the engineer and quite smart, he's talking to these guys and he's like, how would you like to know how to make transparent aluminum? And they're like, well, that's not possible. And he goes, do you have a computer? And they like plop him in front of a Mac 2 SE, which was like one of the tiny little screen all-in-ones.
Uh-huh.
And in their future, and it's not a horrible movie. I mean, it is, but it's a horribly good bad movie. And he starts talking, and he's like, computer, please do these calculations. And the guy's like, what are you doing? Like, you can't talk to a computer. It's 1984, 1985. And he goes like, use the mouse. And he like hands him the mouse, because that's what you do, right? You hand a mouse to someone. And he goes, hello, computer. Anyway, enough of horrible movie reviews with me. It's better than flying cars, but only just.
Yeah, that's
my story. Let's see how many viewers I lost for telling that.
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Nope. Just crashing right now.
Hello, come back. I need you.
Yeah.
I only do this for you.
I can't, like talk too much about it because I feel like I lose half my audience as well. Let's
let's be fair. We're only here for each other's entertainment.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is getting us through the week. Who cares about you guys?
It's like just a milestone. It's like, okay,
Phew, that's 20 weeks down. Well, we can't stop now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking about my printer here. It is a little bit smaller bed area than what I've been actually using lately, but it does use the TMC 2208 drivers, which I was going to swap the TMC 2209s in my current one to turn, because my current printer is loud. Loud enough that it's quite annoying. This one is silent, which is great. Like a lot of the Enders now, they use the quiet drivers. So
I would love to hear one of these quiet printers like in your room. Like get it set up and do a little like recording. Just so I can have like a comparison to what is, for me, probably the loudest thing in my house.
Right. I think I could print during one of these and you wouldn't even notice.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy cow. Okay. Well, that's impressive. Changi said that I got a like click for that stellar performance that I just did of Scotty.
You do.
Thank you.
You
very
do fully
much.
commit to the voices and everything, which a Scottish accent. That's a brave choice.
How did you know he's Scottish? If you've never seen the show, Josh.
Right. Well, because of the accent. And honestly, I didn't know that Scotty was Scottish until you went that, and now I feel like that's a little hack. A little on the nose.
It's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Ryan Davis asking, Josh, so why don't the no prep racers use a locked rear axle or on their no prep cars? So there's a couple of different. Those guys really tune the diff oil weight, and I think that what they said is the lighter the weight, the easier it is to go straight off the line.
Excuse me,
but
sorry.
The harder it is to keep it straight down track. And the thicker the weight, then just vice versa. Harder to keep it straight off the line, but it's real straight on the big end. So that is like secondhand knowledge from someone who barely retained it the first time, could have it completely backwards. That's fun.
You all right?
God, I hate that.
You got a funny bone there. It's the only funny thing in you, so.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like Ben was saying, he sits next to his printer while he's on work calls all day long, virtually silent. And that's how I feel about this one, too. It really is. Which
I want that.
I know. That is a very
nice upgrade. Might be time to retire the TiVo Tornado.
The other problem is that TiVo is gone now as a company.
Oh dear.
So that's why I was just like,
good.
I kind of am fine with going away from mine and not. Granted, all the parts that are in these printers are basically like every other printer. They're all a Mega 2560 board or whatever. They're all just made with the same type of thing, but
for sure. Whatever. But knowing the company doesn't exist anymore isn't a good sign.
Yeah, I think they were bought or converted to a brand called Homer's.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I see why you did that.
Much better name.
Good call. Yes.
Homer's. Yes, Travis is enlightening everyone on his knowledge of Star Trek. Scotty is just his nickname. His full name is Montgomery Scott.
Oh, wow.
Ish.
I feel like that would be a Michael Scott character in, like Prison Mike. He's have Montgomery Scott, and that would just be
so that would be like the rich.
He'd have like a
pipe
pipe
and a monocle. Definitely a monocle. Yeah. I've yeah. Okay.
Alex, I got to read Alex's comment here to you. And it says, Matt is slowly making his room like Josh's, dark and sad.
Yes. I was trying to go for moody today because the light, this is so stupid, but the light that I bought, because nobody noticed or nobody said anything, but I remodeled the room slightly. I put a gray stain on all of the beams behind me just to kind of balance everything out. My skin tones were always looking super warm because of it. Thank you for noticing.
Right.
But
you have such a glow today, Matt. Please tell us.
It's such a natural glow. But the light that I bought, the darn thing, it wasn't cool white like it said. It's very warm. And on Josh's feed, there's a flicker.
It's got like a roll. It almost has the rolling shutter effect. And so.
Yeah. So that's probably going to have to go, which is annoying because I've already chopped up the box for my cardboard aided design.
See, that's what you get for. Instead, what you should do is pile boxes just off camera, and then step over them when you need to get into or out of the room, like say
a normal
a massive
person.
TRX6 box or a big 3D printer box.
Yeah, the recycling guys must love you.
Oh my god, no! Well, all mine goes to the shop, and then
right, yeah. We had this conversation last week.
Yes, the shop hand.
Yeah. Matt says that he can't see the flicker on my feed, but if you go over to Josh's channel, don't go over there. But if you do, I mean, if you were to, you would see it there. But yeah, for me, it ties the whole room together now. Everything looks a lot better.
That light is thrash.
It is thrash. I don't know what to do about that, man. It's really super annoying. Makes your forehead look grease. Thanks.
After Scotty used the mouse, he said, "How quaint."
Oh, he goes, no. He goes, a keyboard. How quaint. And then he cracks his knuckles like I haven't used a keyboard in forever. And it just goes, he like types out the whole thing. So at some point, he knew what a keyboard was.
Right. You know.
There's a lot of inaccuracies in that movie. Especially time travel. They explain that by just slingshotting their spaceship around the sun. So it was going faster than Mach whatever to go through time.
I see.
All right, enough ranting about Star Trek. My nerd is showing.
Josh, Tad, Matt, cardboard aided design. I am by all means still a big fan of some cardboard,
It comes in pretty handy, I will say, because it saves you on materials when you inevitably measure improperly the first time. And it also lets you draw on it so you can sort of like sketch out ideas as they come to you. There's a lot of good things about it.
When you're trying to make things like specifically out of metal is when I find it to be the most helpful, because metal is harder to work with. So you can take cardboard, that's like my bubbly boxes that I keep around.
Yep.
Because I find them to be the just like the perfect, and bubbly just happens to be what I drink. You could use pop or whatever. But
no, you have to use bubbly.
Be bubbly. Has to be bubbly. But the nice thing about it is that you can take it and cut a piece, and then you can make a separate piece and just tape them together. But then when it's done, lay it all flat, transfer that onto your final piece of metal and make it out of there.
Yeah. And that's why we use it.
And that's why it's super handy.
Yeah.
But
it's very handy.
Never underestimate cardboard.
Yep. Never underestimate how much cardboard will be in my build. Soda pop.
Or Coke.
Coke. Yeah, that's Atlanta, right? Or Georgia?
Texas. too.
You can do it in Atlanta too, right? That's where Coke is from.
Is it? Well, I just like in Texas.
Is Pepsi okay?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like in Texas, when you ask for a Coke, they're like, okay, what kind? And then you say, I'll have a Sprite. Like,
oh, weird.
Like,
oh,
Coke
that is weird.
Soda or pop. Like,
that's very strange.
I'm a liter of cola. Yes.
Somebody had a question. Oh, hi there. Hi, puppers. How was your walk? Was it fun? Jump up here. Come on.
Oklahoma will get the same question. There you go.
Right. See ya. Oh, really? Oklahoma too. Weird. That is really strange. CCR XRC said it's pop. Discussion over.
It is pop. Thank you.
It's bold words. I think I say pop. I don't think I say soda. I don't think soda's a thing here.
I say it more now. I say soda more now because every time I say it at the office to like they make fun of you. The girls, they're like, "Oh, what?
What are you talking about? You're weird. I don't get you." There was a question here that I wanted to answer, but I've lost it. Oh, yes. Josh Ritter wants to know, when I sell trucks or parts, where do I post? It's almost exclusively on my forum, the Scale Builders Guild, or if I don't get a lot of traction there, and I mean, the place to sell for me is RC Crawler, but I don't do Facebook stuff. I like to kind of sort of know that the people who are buying my stuff or are buying stuff in general, not just my stuff, are sort of semi-trustworthy and have some sort of there's some sort of path of history I can follow to see who they are and if they've done deals in the past. Like Facebook is like the Wild West, man. I don't know.
It can be. I have gone to putting it all on my website. I just have a section that I add it to, which is, you happen to have a website that has a lot of people that go to it every day. So,
right. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I'm not bragging or anything, but
I just have a website of like, here's my stuff.
It's a very nice looking website though.
Yeah.
You can buy it if you want. I don't know. Buy it.
Right. So I do that, and then it's the easiest thing for me. Granted, I still get a ton of questions of, do you have anything for sale? I'm like, no, it's on my website. If it is, that's until
I get a lot of that too. You guys, are you selling anything today? No. Oh, I was, but it was yesterday. Bad Obsession Motorsports for pro cardboard aided design. We'll have to check that out. Thanks, Matt.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's like another YouTube channel called Bad Obsession Motorsports. And I guess they do cardboard aided design on that channel as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I will check that out at a later date.
Yeah, I opened up a tab with it.
Yes,
and then sometimes it's not even for sale, and I end up selling it. Ben.
Ben. Ben's got a standing. He's got a standing offer on. He's got this first standing offer on the Jelly Bean if I ever decide to sell that.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Yeah, people like to buy other people's junk. I mean, it's not junk.
And I like to sell it because then it means it's not something I have to work on.
Right. For me, it's finish it, and then if I'm really happy with it, it tends to stick around for a little while. And if I'm still happy with it, but someone makes a good offer, then goodbye.
Right. Exactly.
The right one said, in regards to Oklahoma with the buying and getting a Coke, they don't know what fry sauce is there. And to be fair, I don't know what fry sauce is.
I mean, if I was to guess that, I would say it's ketchup.
Yeah.
Or is it like a mayonnaise ketchup thing?
Oh, I wonder.
Wait, what was it? Wasn't that in Step Brothers, the extended version, the fancy sauce?
I haven't seen the extended one in a long time.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
Ben
trying to
says the
think of
new
that.
Bright Bronco hit Walmart shelves already.
Oh,
That
great.
is that. Yeah, we'll start seeing a bunch of those.
Yep, that we will.
I think fry sauce is mayonnaise ketchup.
Oh, okay. We have it now. You can buy it. Yeah, mayo and ketchup. You can buy it at the grocery store
Oh,
already
oh
pre-mixed.
no, there. Oh, that wow, it's getting
Oh, it's getting
it's there,
heated.
there's multiple fry sauce is a California thing. It's basically Thousand Island without pickles, says Alex. Hmm.
Hmm.
Ooh, I think people are going to start getting heated on what fry sauce is.
Excellent.
Or yeah, see, Husky Dave saying yes, fancy sauce is fry sauce.
Mayo. Yeah, we have it. We call it mayo chup.
Mayo chup?
Yeah, you
I,
can just buy it pre-made. Heinz does it.
yeah. Well, you guys have ketchup potato chips too,
Oh, yes. They're good.
which is I've had them. They're not good, but addicting as a normal potato chip. You're like these aren't good, but I'm going to eat the rest of this bag.
Yeah,
And
I
then I'll
can't
tell you
stop
later.
myself.
I'll tell you later again that they weren't good.
We had some American neighbors and we brought over ketchup chips and they were like, nope, this is not a thing I would be interested in.
Right.
So, well,
And
you are missing out.
yeah, I have a bunch of projects that I need to get a bunch of 3D design work done on, including including the monthly Mayhem build. I think obviously 3D printing is again going to be a big part of that.
Yep,
And
definitely. And
I'm
now,
excited
because my 3D printer, I actually have one now for this challenge.
exactly, because that was not the case last time. So I'm actually
That's right.
So much has changed in such a time.
Man, oh man. It's going to be very different this time around, I think.
It is. It's it's amazing how far you've come, Matt.
Thanks, Dad.
You've grown up so much. I'm so proud.
You're not my real father.
I hate you.
No, it's going to be it'll be a blast for sure.
Yeah, so I think I'm behind now that you say you've already done your baseline on the I might have to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's my off day.
Yeah, get it done because we don't have a lot of time. This one's going to be fast because it's actually going to be 4 weeks and then we're done.
Right. Yes, but well, is it yeah, we had a schedule, right? I have to look back at our schedule. I think we need to modify it we need to update the dates.
Yeah.
In our schedule
yes.
to the new start time.
Yes, Tony, I did paint the back wall.
Is that Tony
no
CCX,
longer
Tony?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
He's been busy in his studio.
I know his studio looks fantastic, and I'm did this.
Jealous of the amount of room Tony has.
Yeah, he looks like he's got
looks like a loft or something like that.
A garage or like a car hole or something. There's more space there than I certainly have.
Yes, I like his space, and it's turning out well. We're talking about CCXRC. If you haven't, Instagram is where he's been posting on his stories, so you can follow along.
He did a live stream last night that I caught a few minutes of, and told him as much that I like the new studio, but he was busy showing it off, so I don't think he saw my comment. Yeah. That's okay. I'll only hold it against him forever.
So there's still a lot of food talk going on over here, and I have to comment on this one. I never understood people dipping fries in ice cream, and fries into a chocolate shake or into a Frosty is one of the best things ever. Especially, I don't do that anymore.
I've done it.
I don't.
It's got to be go to Wendy's.
Fry. No, I
don't know,
Wendy's,
man.
But I just don't. I don't get ice cream as much anymore. Things like that. Try and be other than of course, getting a bag of sugar.
Man,
things.
I dropped so much weight that I've been trying to get some of it back. I've been eating ice cream every day. I go through
now
a good liter.
Viewers.
Yeah, why? Because I eat ice cream every day.
Just I need to put on some weight. Nobody needs to put on. I dropped a bunch of weight since the beginning of the year as well. Dropped like 20 pounds or so.
Yeah, feels good.
But I feel like I could get more off, and I'm kind of wanting to do that. But it's like it's hot right now, and I don't know that means the best time for exercise. I like to come home and take a nap instead of going home and exercising. So
that's like working out,
right? If you nap if you nap as hard as I do, it's almost like working out. I'm the best at napping. But
Tony, thank you. I appreciate that. Because you're still here. It's this light as well. So it just kind of, I used to have a huge strip light back there, and it didn't throw enough light, and it was always weird. So this is just a regular everyday fluorescent or LED kind of bulb.
And now it's not flickering on mine. It's weird.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
And they're kind of good. And actually, people on my side were saying they could barely see it. So,
all right. Well, it's just I'll leave it on.
Yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm in a portion right now where I've got that air ride Bronco that I've been moving around in this shop forever, and I feel like I just don't know. Like,
time to let it go.
Yeah, I'm never gonna touch it. I just don't think so. I'm gonna clear some of that stuff up. I've been looking at things. I'm like, okay, I need to get some pictures taken, get some things cleaned out, get some things finished. I bought that super expensive Jeep that I need to get finished. That rock bouncer
which Jeep?
Didn't I show that to you? The rock bouncer one?
You probably did.
Yeah.
You've got so many projects, though, it's hard to keep track of them all.
Jesus, I know. It's just ridiculous. So I'm going to get that stripped down and sent off to Cerakote. And then, cool. I bought another chassis today. Friday.
You got to get some stuff done, man.
I know. I bought a capper chassis. So I've got one capper chassis in the queue at UC Fab whenever that gets done.
Nice.
And it's, rear motor. It's a moon buggy. So it's got the rear engine 3D printed. It was like $175 3D printed rear engine.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. Those guys, what's his face? Those are good looking motors.
They are a good looking motor.
I want one of those for mine.
But that'll go in there, the whole deal. And it's just like, so I did that. But then there was another one that popped up, and I'm just like, I'm gonna need to jump on that as well.
Oh boy.
So it's another moon buggy style kind of deal.
You have a problem, man. I thought I was bad with you know what? I only have 18 projects to do. Yeah, well, I'll buy another thing, start another project. Yeah. Why not?
No, that's totally reasonable thing to do. I do have the 69 Camaro project on the Phaser chassis with the super scale RC suspension in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got to get that done too.
And that's finished other than software tuning.
Okay.
And I need to have the servo outputs reversed for the orientation of how I have the rear servos mounted. And I think that he's going to help me get that switched in firmware. Cool. But that's otherwise done. Then it needs a video.
Have you done your review video on your Trail King yet?
I've shot it and I've got everything done. I need to get it edited. I was thinking about editing that tonight and maybe posting it for tomorrow.
Cool.
There's a Ripper that just went up for sale today for $7,000.
Oh yeah, Colton Moore said that over on this side, number 76.
Yeah.
Which, because we're part of the group, we could know exactly who was selling
it. Right. I have the full list of who it was originally sold to.
Interesting. No one's getting mine.
Yeah. I could buy, Alex Cali saying, I could buy 4 Yaris for $7,000.
Why stop at 4? You could probably get more.
Jesse's saying, I think Nicole needs to take his debit and credit cards.
Tony CCXRC said that I hide the projects well, not seeing a ton of mess, because, Tony, if I turn the camera around, that's where the mess begins.
If mine even pans down, like
Yeah.
My world is at this level and up. You can tell when things get, for anybody who watches like all of the videos, you can tell when things are bad in here, because you'll start to see things creep into the view in the back corner, like, or back here. Oh, see right, you can see right down there. There's a very corner of a tote, and that's how you can tell things are bad, because all the space in this area is taken.
Yeah. If you look over on this side, that's where there's a lot of unfinished projects there. There's also a lot not in this room because I've run out of room. Mostly the lower shelves, like the Ripper shelf, that's fine. But then there's a bunch of electronics and parts over there that need to find a new home. But anything on the bottom shelf or directly behind me, it's a mess.
My wife refuses to come into my office. It makes her head explode. Nicole acts like this room doesn't exist until Friday, when I drag her in here. While she goes, "We did that again."
Yeah. Is it? Why are we doing this again on Friday?
Right.
Don't you guys ever want to just go like have a date night or anything?
What are we? Teenagers again?
Oh boy. I like date night.
Nicole is a happiest at home type.
Got it.
So the going out date night stuff is like all right. So
baby, I want to take you out tonight.
Right. Which usually means, hey, there's an RC thing going, and then we could get dinner out.
Yeah. It's, if anything, it basically becomes, what do you want to order tonight for special time together?
Oh yeah. That's I think Nicole's favorite thing is how much live streaming I do now, though, because that means I'm basically unavailable during these times, which means she's like,
we can't do anything.
I'm just going to order food, and it's going to be here, and he's going to just have to deal with it because he was live streaming.
Is there anything she gets that you don't like?
No.
Right.
No.
It's not really a problem.
No, not really a problem. It's just, it's the Friday, make sure you feed. Yeah, this Friday, make sure you feed her. Yeah, she was eating half of my dinner last time.
Oh, nice.
In the other room, I'm like, you're eating my crackers.
Man, I don't know about you guys, but my favorite thing to do is removing supports from parts.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's good times.
What a joy.
Speaking of other I've got my 1.9 Wraith up there that I feel like I kind of ruined by putting an IFS in it.
Oh, really?
And
well, no, you didn't kind of ruin it. You totally ruined it.
Fully ruined.
Yeah.
That's and what I can't decide now is if I'm going to sell it or fix it.
Sell it and unruin it before you sell it, or just sell it ruined?
Sell it ruined.
But tout how great it is. Like, man.
Oh,
I didn't think changing this to IFS would be as amazing as it is.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, like Tony was saying here, sell it and use that money to buy a new one. I fully expected that is the route I would go.
Yeah. I can see that happening.
That's so I'm kind of expecting to just sell it.
I would say I'd buy it, but I don't want to.
No, I've
already got an IFS truck.
Yeah. So that one needs to go. What else? There's just I need to make some room so I can move some things around. just because of
Right. I sold off the C2X and the Taco Bell Grande last week. So those are both gone.
yeah,
And
that helps make some room,
already in
right?
the hands of their new owners, I believe, too. So yeah, I did make some room. Still need to make a bit more room, I think. Yeah, there's some stuff coming for the D90 next week.
Nice. Yeah, are you going to drive the Range Rover, or have you done that yet?
No, I haven't driven it yet. I was
Okay.
kind of half hoping that I was going to make it out to my nice spot this week, but work got in the way. Isn't that weird how work always kind of takes away the time from all your fun stuff?
Right. Yeah, exactly. The that'll be
that'll be a good run. I'm looking forward to doing something a bit different with that, like maybe do a little more expedition style running video and actually go through some water and make a real like kind of movie out of it.
Oh,
multiple shoot days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's some solid dedication.
Well, I do it for you. Well, not you.
Right.
Not you, Josh, but you.
You, yes. You the people.
These things I believe.
Yes, the citizens of the internet.
But no D110 for me. I don't have a D110, just the D90 right now.
You know what I think? So part of what I've found to be my problem on projects and things like here, space, is the volume of space that I have taken up by bodies and tires and foams.
Yep.
Like I had a big box for tire foams that I kept them all in there.
Yep.
And now I have 3 boxes. And then I started taking Lexan bodies that are still like new Lexan bodies, like and they're just like, I'm like stacking them and like trying to put them in place. Like they're in the garage now up top here.
Yeah. Lexan bodies take up a lot of space. I've got a bunch hanging over here that you can't see, thankfully.
Especially drag bodies.
Oh, they're so big.
Drag car bodies are enormous.
My UDR body, that's huge too.
Yep.
This body's also pretty big.
Yep. I got one of the vans.
The van body showed up today.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked at how big it is. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it yet either. They also sent along some of their new Class 0 tires. These new BFG little mini crawler.
I've got some of those coming from Proline as well. I think I'm going to use them on that trailer project.
Oh, what? These are too big for a trailer.
I mean, if you're looking at one of you.
What you need, sir.
Listen, a BFG crawler being towed a smaller. It's the only.
This is what you want right here.
What is that?
That's a Wrangler MTR 155. 155. That's a perfect trailer tire. And you know how I know that?
You know what? The words perfect have never been used in conjunction with 155.
Oh, you're terrible. They're not even on this trailer. Darn it all. How about these little guys? How about the Blood Axe 155s?
Those are like a 3.8, right?
3.45.
3.4, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a perfect trailer tire right there.
No. Class 0 crawlers is perfect because it'll be towed by a much larger crawler tire on the front, obviously, because that's the only reasonable tire choice. But yeah. Yes. So hold on, there was another question up here that I wanted to get to.
Tony, those are the BFG Class 0 1.9 crawler TA KXs.
Yes. Oh, it was from Michael Hawk. He was asking, what happens to the blemished parts at VP? And I wanted to talk about that.
Oh,
So
I would like to know too. They get sent to me.
right.
Oh, Matt ordered one of the crap things. Send it.
So there's a few different things that can happen. And it depends on how bad something is. So for instance, here is a bag of 350 hubs. And 350 hubs happen to be the size of hub that I like to use most commonly. This is about a tenth of them that were bad. So the amount of that, what happened is that one tolerance on this center portion got just a little bit too big, and it was a little too tight to fit in a wheel. It still fits in a wheel, but it's just a little too tight. So we wouldn't sell those, and the effort to remachine them would have been too high. So I had probably 20 or 30 pounds of them. Instead of scrapping them, I took some of them. I've got some of them at the office still. The other ones I've used for packing material when sending Brandon parts. I put all his parts in a flat rate box, and I filled the rest of it with 350 hubs. Full of 350 hubs. Just
That's incredible. I love it.
So there are certain times when there's things like that are still a usable part, but never a part we would sell or get into the hands of a customer, especially because you never know if that customer is going to pass them on or forget that they got a blemished part, and then they have something like, this isn't right. So we don't ever want to sell.
Yeah.
There is situations lately where there's been like a wheel finish that was done incorrectly, or maybe had a little bit of an imperfection but wasn't bad enough. And there's an outlet section on the Vanquish website where you can buy some parts that usually it's like a slight discount if there is just a very minor defect or a finish that wasn't supposed to be. Like they came in a matte finish when they were supposed to be a gloss finish. But
I didn't know that section existed.
Yeah. It's called the outlet section. If you go to the Vanquish website, it's right there. And then the last one, which is the one that is the most painful, is sometimes there's a part that something's just bad, and we will scrap hundreds of. I've thrown 100 finished rock jocks away before. Like,
oof.
Yeah, and that hurts.
Yeah,
but
think of all the rippers they threw away.
I think like 3 or 4.
Yep.
Not full one. It's just been like
no, just a cage or part of the cage.
I've got this hood on the wall behind me here. I probably have like 5 more of those on my desk at the office, and those are just like a little too thin, but they're still perfectly good.
It's still good. It's still good.
Yeah. So, there's a reason. So
yeah,
keep that. But so there's little things like that.
That's pretty cool.
But there was also at times bad parts would kind of get hoarded a little bit too much. And then sometimes you just have to do a shop cleaning. And sometimes you don't know why the part was bad. Like, it looks visually fine. You're just like, I don't know what this is, but can't risk it getting into things if it wasn't. So There's been times where we filled a 55-gallon drum of finished, some rare parts even, but you just don't know, and you can't risk it getting out, and they get scrapped.
But recycled, yeah? Not like tossed in the trash. You'd recycle all that aluminum.
No. Yes, you got small on my feed. So you're coming back.
Sorry.
Oh, yes, no. All of our aluminum gets recycled. So you get, 60 cents a pound back out of it.
Oof. Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was an interesting story.
So yeah, it's you could make people cry sometimes when they see what you have to do.
Yeah. I don't have the similar thing because there's not a lot of raw materials around my office, but an interesting kind of twist of fate from a long time ago when my work was done more analog and everything was shot on film. The film would come in a big roll, like 1,000-foot mag would be like about this big, like a pizza. size, and actually stored in about a cardboard box about the size of a pizza box. And at another facility that I didn't work at, they had an intern there, and he was, I guess, looking for something to do. And they're like, well, that room at the back there, the storage room, all kinds of junk in there, just toss it all out. So this kid goes through the room, and there's all these pizza boxes stacked up, and he just tosses them all in the trash. But what he was throwing away was original negative from 3 years worth of commercials. And we store and keep all that stuff because, there's insurance policies on it, and, it's supposed to be kept. And nobody noticed until one day they needed to find one of those reels to retransfer something for one of the commercials, and they were all gone.
Wow.
Gone forever. No digital copies. In fact, the only copies that existed were the 3/4 inch tapes, which was like sort of in between a VHS tape and a better digital tape. It was like massive magnetic tapes. They had those, but they all had the time code burned into them. So they had to transfer those and just blow it up 30% off of like garbage standard definition television to get them on TV. Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Tossman is asking, how much a pound for raw unfinished aluminum? The price of aluminum fluctuates with the market, so it can go up or down. And it all depends on the quality that you buy. We buy a very specific brand and a very specific grade from the same brand all the time, so that we're, like all 6061 is not the same. And we only buy domestic aluminum. So we buy from one domestic brand, one high domestic grade of 6061. So it can fluctuate. It can be, $2.40 a pound when the market is at the high, or it can be $2.10 when it's low. So it kind of depends. But, that's a raw bar. And then recycled cost, you get, different costs back if it's chip, like if it's been, cut and there's chips, or if it's blocks, like solid pieces, that you get two different prices for recycling depending on which one it is. So a pound of VP scrap is worth much more.
Yeah, if you could find it. Wow.
Does Vanquish have CNCs in-house? Toyotas, Haas, Fanuc? We have lots of machines in-house. Most of our machining is done in-house here in Sacramento. I think we have 18 machining centers. We have no Haas. We have Matsura, which is a Japanese brand, Kitamura, Fanuc. Some of our controls are Fanuc, but we don't have any like robo drills. Let's see. We have Brother, which is also a nice brand, like the printer.
Oh, like the printer.
Yeah. Same.
Do you have any? Do you have any Saber units?
Yeah, we're looking at the new Saber, the new Pyramid. Harness the power. And then we have our lathes. We've got Citizen screw machines or Swiss style machines, but most of our machines are Matsuras. Can you pack my next order in 350 hubs?
That's how I want my next order packed too.
I think Brandon was not nearly as amused as me.
You'll find those again. They'll make their way back to you, I bet.
If you have an order the next time, I have something even worse.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I do have an order pending. So. Yeah.
Our first batch of brass SLW hubs, when they were coming through to be cleaned and take the machine oil and things like that off, one of the guys left some of them in the sonic washer for too long, and it like tarnished them. So those all got taken out. It was only like maybe a few hundred hubs, so not a ton. Well, it's not a ton. It's still a lot of hubs, but still a lot. When you're doing a lot, it's not that many. But so I've got all of those set aside. Now that could be one heavy flat rate.
If it fits, it ships.
And those are technically good. They just have a tarnished finish.
That would be amazing.
So yes. Josh, have you ever gotten a bad batch of aluminum? Not while I've been there. Previous to that,
not on my watch.
Yeah, not on my watch. But previous to me being there, it had happened. Finding tools drifting and things like that during it, and it was because they had an Alcoa, bar in a batch or something like that, and that's when things were changed. One brand, one grade, constant, consistent. It also helps with anodizing colors. Like if you use two different brands of 60, of the 6061, they can anodize differently. So, and anodizing, trying to keep consistent colors is one of the hardest things anyway.
Yes, because there's so many factors at work there. It's not necessarily just the quality of the aluminum. It's the time spent in the anodizing.
Right. And aluminum, those vats of acid that basically, aluminum is, that the, acidic value of that decreases or increases over time, depending on whatever, over time, and it becomes less effective. So time has to, it's
a real challenge.
Yeah.
It's a hair puller.
It's it's always something to deal with. Josh, do you think you could do a tour of the Vanquish warehouse for a video? No. I've taken people through there, but it's not something that we do and allow photos of and things like that. It's something that's
mostly because nobody there is wearing pants.
Right. It's hot in that shop.
Man, it's hot. Take your pants off. You'll feel so much better. It was odd. I mean, I've had the factory tour a couple of times now.
Yes.
Thrice through, I think, anyway. And every time they're like, "You want to take your pants off?" I mean, it's fine. We all do it. I'm like,
it's California, man.
Yeah. I'm, you know what? I'll leave them on. I'm good. All right. Suit yourself. Things I'll never be able to unsee.
Yeah, right. Yes. That's, it's hot in that shop, especially now.
Oh, dude. It gets blazing hot there. I don't know how everybody functions. Somehow you manage.
Right. That's that's why I stay in the, when it gets real hot, my desk is closest to the AC. I'm gonna stay in here today for the most part. We got a lot of.
It's because you're soft, Josh. You're
right.
Too soft. You weren't born in California. You just
So anyway. It is a dry heat. It's a
dry heat.
It was like 103
barely
today. But honestly, not nearly that bad.
No?
So no, I mean it's not really. It is a dry heat, really.
That's what I like about the desert. I love Las Vegas for that.
Right. It doesn't, compared to the Midwest where I'm used to, like, not really that bad.
Yeah, like the humidity, that's what kills, man. Dude, like Indiana looked a little hot from what I saw of some of the footage coming out of Axial Fest.
Steve Morgan's really trying to get me to pack that order in 350. Here's the thing, Steve, that happened while I was actually packing orders, while during the peak of the stay-at-home order and all that quarantining. We ran a super minimal staff, which meant that we were packing orders. Meaning me,
which meant Josh actually had to work.
Right. And, my hands started to get like little calluses. No, but but yeah, Brandon needed something because Brandon is still working from home. So I was just like, here's what you get.
Working from home, eh? Well, suffer with the rest of us.
Right. Toad Daddy says Axial Fest was blazing hot.
I can just imagine. I've been to
End of July in Indiana.
yeah,
Yeah.
southern-ish Ohio in June. That was hot.
Yeah. Yep.
That was probably some of the hottest RC event I'd
What
ever
in the
been
heck
to.
is Matt taking apart / breaking? He is removing support material from a 3D print.
It's infuriating, but this was the best way to print with the least amount of support. So, do I have support Z distance set in my slicer? Never seen supports come off that hard. That's what she said.
Yeah, it does look like your supports were a little attached.
Yeah, they're a little too attached, probably. I'll have to look into that. Support Z distance.
Yeah, give yourself a little more gap in there.
Yeah.
Does VP have an internship? Currently, we do, but it is currently filled by my helper, who seems to do a fairly good job. So,
wow.
We don't. An internship would be the nice way of what we actually call that position.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's not called an internship. It's called something else. And but
yeah,
that's
we're not. Yeah, we have a good intern program too, but it's a lot cooler in the office.
Did Vanquish have factory sponsored drivers at one time? During the peak of comp crawling, yes. A large team, lots of factory.
Oh, really?
Good. Yeah, probably. I mean, at that time, that's what you did. But now, since competition is not the focus of the market, we dropped that program pretty much entirely. We don't really anymore.
That's actually an interesting topic. We should talk a little bit more about the idea of the sponsored driver and team driver and stuff, because that's something that's been around a long time, and I've been a part of a lot of programs myself. And I don't know about you, but I don't think they work quite the way that most people would want them to work.
I've always found it to be. I think that it's in general it is very true. And I think on both sides, business owner, supplier, however you want to call it, and driver side. So most people think sponsored driver, free parts, and the business owner side is usually it's somewhere in between free parts and a discount.
Yes.
Most commonly, yes. Rewinding a bit first. In the days of comp crawling, like when I got into RC 2004, it was to get into crawling side, and it grew. Competition started to grow and become a thing. A rule set got developed, and then I started traveling, within the U.S. a lot, starting in 2007. I started driving all over the country to compete. And in 2007, kind of at that point, wasn't a huge market or a lot of people, but the number of parts, and I was working on designing parts at the time. So I kind of came in at a point where I was pretty lucky. I was able to get a lot of the parts that I needed in exchange, basically, for the work I was doing. Yeah. So I was providing a service with design work and then getting parts in return. So not really free parts, but free parts, however you want to call it. Exchange for services, basically.
Yeah.
And that worked out well for me. And, battery companies at the time, the battery battle was big. So, Max Amps, Thunder Power, who else? There was one other one I think that was big at the time. And they had big sponsored drivers. So if you were a large enough name in it and you were traveling around, you could get free batteries. And they all had requirements as far as what you had to do and race reports, all that.
Yep.
But
there was always a lot of paperwork.
There is.
Which might surprise people, I think.
And as time went, that trend kept going while comp crawling was big. You did see a lot of people getting a lot of free chassis and tires, wheels, axle parts, things like that. That's where you saw it. But you had to be, it was a pretty, decent percentage of the people that were traveling to these events, but that's a pretty small number in compared to the whole market.
Yes.
Now, though, things are so much different. While there are competitions, it's nothing like it was. Competitions now, like local competitions, things like that, that like kind of counts. I don't think that really doesn't count much to me.
To a marketer or to a manufacturer, it means very little.
Right.
On a local scale.
Even out here, a local event could have 100 people, which is as big as a lot of big events almost anywhere else.
Yeah.
And if you say you won that, most people are going to be like, okay, like that doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't have the same clout that like winning the Scale Nationals did in like 2010.
Right. So
right.
It's like, well, you have all these guys who are team drivers and things like that. Now is it worth? It's not worth much, unless they're just one of those guys who's annoyingly trying to pimp products in every Facebook group every time company X comes out with a new part,
Yeah, and nobody really should have time for that, if I'm honest. It's also a fact that in most cases, companies already have their own social media channels, and their ability to promote their own product has gotten substantially better. So they don't need a celebrity to endorse or use their product when they can push it out there as a much more effective way of advertising the product in a lot of cases. I mean, yeah, you still want to have people using your stuff, and we're kind of making a case for us not to get stuff anymore from manufacturers, but there's a benefit to what I think our social channels kind of do. Whereas like a team driver, the requirements, like I remember when I was, and I'm not going to obviously talk about who it was, but their requirements got out of control, that most members of the team were like, I can't do this stuff. So
right. That's a lot of it. Let's see. Can't remember when it was, but at one point before most people, I had decided, I was like, I'm not going to do the team driver thing anymore. Like,
right. It also really limits your ability to try and use other things.
Yeah. And for me, especially when I was trying to get it more into video, 2012-ish, 13, I was like, I never joined a tire team back in the day, which was something that everybody wanted you to do. You always wanted to be on a tire, but I always wanted to. Tires are not that expensive. No. So I can buy tires, and then I can try these people's tires. I can try these people's tires. I'll buy whatever tires I want. They're, especially it's not like racing. You're not burning up a set of tires every 2 races.
No.
You're not going through 3-4 sets of tires in a weekend.
No.
It's just like, okay, I'm not going to. And then it was kind of one of those things like, well, I'm like, this is kind of, and then as my social media grew more and more, it's just like people would be like, hey, you want to try this or join that? I'm just like, oh, I'll try the product. I'm not going to join your team. Like, and I stayed on, and that actually worked out way better. I'm like, well, yeah, I'll still run it or try it, but I'm not. Yeah,
you don't want to be beholden to someone and then get that nasty, or well, not necessarily nasty, but you don't want to get that email or phone call that's like, hey, we saw you were using this other thing that's a direct competitor to what we're doing. Like, what's the deal, man? Like, this is supposed to be fun. And I don't know.
I've been able to make relationships with a lot of the companies of the products that I like and would use anyway. And now and even when they're directly competing against each other, I'm just like, well, I still, I really like Holmes motors, and I also really like Tekin motors. Castle motors I don't love as much, but I love their speed controls. So and I know the people at Tekin, I know the people at Castle, I know the people at Holmes, the person at Holmes. He has people there too. So
there's other
like,
people there.
I like all of them. I have choices that I like from all. So
that's right. And I much rather would be in that sort of situation than one where I can only use one person's product. And I mean, most of the people that we deal with wouldn't be like that anyway.
And I think that we are in a minority though in a lot of ways, because
for sure
we have, you have to say it in the least humble braggy way you can, but like we've built our channels to a point where we can maybe have push our own, like, no, this is how we would like to do things a little bit, and most people are fine with that.
Yeah.
And that's very fortunate for us. And that wasn't the way it always was for me. There were some things that sometimes I was just like, this is all I'm going to run because I don't want to spend. I like these products. I don't think I ever joined a company that I didn't like the product of, or didn't feel like I was making the best choice.
No, and of course you're not, like, there's no money in this, right?
One time.
One time you did that?
And it was the reason that I left. It was at the time I was running Max Amps, which they never let me down. They were never a bad battery. I never had a single bad pack from Max Amps in that time. Yeah. But it became really, really hard at the time when their pricing structure just kept going up and up. And I'm just like, we're talking little 450 milliamp 3S packs that we were running in comp crawling. And it's like, man, these things are like $50, $60. And I'm like, God, these competing packs are like 13, 15, $18. I'm just like, I don't think that they're any worse. Yeah. And I was just like, I can't tell people like you should buy this battery. Like, right. There's reasons I can tell you that I fully stand behind all our Vanquish stuff. I feel like it's a good product, and I'll tell people that.
Yeah.
At the same time, I feel like Proline tires are better than our tires. Pitbull tires, but our tires aren't the best tire, like best performing tire. They're just not.
No, they're not.
So, they come with the kit though, and they work well enough, but
they get you going.
If you don't want to buy them aftermarket, I totally get it. So don't buy it. But other thing, it's just like, there's products I feel like it can stand behind. And that thing, when their pricing structure did that, I was just like,
can't behind it. Yeah.
I can't. I'm just like, I'll buy these $13 and $18 batteries myself rather than being like, having to post, you should buy these batteries that I'm running. Like,
yeah. Well, and the other benefit that we have, not being like a team driver or whatever, is that we can be honest about what we do. If there's something that I don't like, I am going to tell people about it, to the point that, if I'm really unhappy with the product, I will tell the manufacturer first and give them the option of whether or not they want to see that review.
But that's the same. I've got lots of products in the past, and I'm just like, I don't think you probably want me to do the video. Yeah. And it's like, it's probably best that I don't.
Yep.
Because,
right.
If they sent it to me for free, I will tell them that.
Absolutely.
I think it's best if I don't. If I bought it myself, just from wherever, and I find an experience with it, then I'll be more apt to say it. So there is that censorship that I'll do myself. Mm-hmm. Yep. If they sent me something, but I'm not going to take a something that I feel is trash and try and talk up how good it is instead, just because they gave it to me for free.
No, I am. There's almost too many. Yeah, I've got too much integrity to let something for free influence my final decision.
Yeah, I would rather just buy it from them and then not do it.
Yeah, exactly. Or send it back. I've sent stuff back.
I've never sent anything back.
Well, that's where you and I differ, I guess. But yeah, it's an interesting topic, and it's something that, I've been asked a lot in the past, how do I become a sponsored driver? How do I get stuff? And I don't really know the answer because, it's something that kind of came with time and effort,
That's the biggest thing. It's time.
right? And
you got to buy.
You buy a
You got
lot
to
of
spend a
stuff.
lot of money.
You got to
And you got
try
to put out
things,
your own content.
put out a lot of content, and hopefully build an audience that find you amusing and like what you say. And, it kind of spirals from there. But,
If you got to buy it and put out content yourself for a while.
And get to know people too. Talk to people. Don't be, don't
social.
ask them how you can get free stuff. That's a big killer right there. Never start a conversation with, "Hi there, I'd like to review your product for free."
Yeah, it's, I still reach out oftentimes now. If there's a product that I like, that I feel like I did that the other day with the Red Cat, the Wendigo, their first kit.
Right.
I saw the press release. They emailed it out to me. And I saw it and I was like, first kit from Red Cat. I didn't love my Gen 8 since I know they'd done some things, but I didn't love the Gen 8. And they gave me that kit. That.
Yeah.
They gave me that kit and I was just like, I don't love it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like there were some things they did well. There were some things I just didn't like. That Wendy, I was just like, I'd like to try it. I'd like to see what the first kit is. And they're like, okay. So
they sent it up.
But you have to.
It's a hustle too. I think that it's effort and hard work, and most of those things pay off over time. I mean, I'm also very fortunate to be able to say that most of my very best friends are from this hobby and from networking and meeting people and going to events. And, like Josh is definitely a very good friend of mine now. Right. And it's all because of RC trucks.
Yeah. And it's the same for me. I mean, there's, I have a couple like really close friends still from like when I was really into motorcycles, so like some of my best friends are in that area. I guess one of them, I have one really like, and then the rest are pretty much RC, like it's just that world I surround myself in.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not even necessarily that it's all about RC, it's just like I met them in RC and they're a good friend because they're a human with that actually has like a person, rounded personality or something. But yeah, it's everything. But because of that, if you want to be like into, just call it the influencer word. I hate that word. It's dedication, no matter what area you're in. And some areas are way more crowded than others.
Yeah.
And it's
like, there's a lot in RC, but like full size motorsports or like
technology,
even tech in general. Yeah. Computer stuff.
Oh, wow. I mean,
yikes.
Yeah. But at the same time, you can end up having a fairly large following in those areas, even if you're a small fish. Like,
yeah,
you can be a tech guy and it's like, oh, you're a little guy, but you have 100,000 subscribers. Like,
right. Yeah.
It's just, and then there's some of those industries that are just, they have their own hurdle, like Stabby Josh was just saying, the gun industry, like that is such a tough market. Because I'm a fan of that area. I keep it pretty private, but like I used to have some articles on my website about some of my own personal projects in that area, but I was just like, I took all that stuff off my website. I'm just like, I don't need that linked to my website. I don't need it to be, SEO attached to it in that way. And a lot of it can get, God, if you put that stuff on YouTube, like the amount of, demonetization you face.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Jeez,
it's a whole different world. Not one I'm very familiar with, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just obviously Canada's a whole different, America level is
It's a slightly lower level of America
right.
here.
But yeah, it's, but if you enjoy it and you really want to dive in and dedicate, do it.
Go for it. Do it. Yeah. It doesn't have to be RC, but it's all about having passion for the hobby. And this many years in, I still love it. I still love it more than anything else that I've ever done.
Me too. And it's just because it can be still it can be 3D printing and it's still RC, and it can be my new CNC router, but that's still RC. And then I have welders.
It can be the PC. It can be the PC that you're running it on. That's still RC.
Matt and I building PCs for fun, so we can live stream every week easily. Like, yeah, it's still all.
It's all connected.
It's just all. You're in the cloud.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
how do you be a sponsored driver? I don't know. There's no good answer.
I don't know either.
Play with your toys and
don't let your setup hold you back. Make videos.
Oh no.
I hate oh my God. I went back.
Get out there and make.
I went back and watched even like some of the drag bolt stuff. And like when I had to make videos in the office.
Oh yeah.
It was so loud. I had to yell over machines and stuff like that. Like things have changed so much for me in a year.
Yep.
Just from having a studio.
I go back and look at my old videos, and this room was an absolute disaster. Yeah. Like it was not. I was like laid back, like super far back in the chair.
Oh, your how to styrene video is one of my. Yeah, because it's like this, and it's like dark behind you, and you're just like. So
super dark.
You want to have your X-Acto, and then you want these right angle blocks.
It was, it's come a long way. And then there were also the even earlier videos where I was like, well, I'll shoot upstairs where it's brighter, not in the RC workshop. But then I'm like standing behind this table, and it's just so awkward. And but you know what? We all started there. We all started at the very bottom rung of the ladder, and through perseverance and hard work and creativity and a few shopping trips to Home Depot and Amazon, and
it's you just gotta do it.
Yeah, here we are 20 episodes later on this show,
which was just like a thing we didn't even really think we were going to do it every week. We're just like, we should just do like a stream.
Yeah, we should just do a live stream. Let's just do one.
Yeah. See if we can do it like together, like somehow like on the same one. Like, okay. Like, you want to do it next week? I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't care. I got us on Wednesdays. Like, yeah, that works.
Cool. Oh man. How do you Life with the Fosters asks, how do you convince your wives on your hobby addiction, and how do they feel about it? Well, for my wife, she really loves that I have a hobby. Because I think keeps
otherwise she'd have to spend time with you.
Yeah, keeps me out of her hair a little bit more. I think it's more than anything. I think it's a lot of. She understands that this is a good outlet for me, a good creative outlet, and it also, has kind of morphed into a source of income, which is always nice to have as well. And I don't know. She doesn't really have a problem with it. I mean, she wants me to keep it in the workshop. Doesn't need them all over the house, which is fine. When there was a lot of travel, that probably got to her a little bit, which I've definitely I pulled back on it a lot this year. But yeah, I mean, she's good with it. She doesn't have any problem with it. I don't have to convince her of anything. If it's something I enjoy and I like, she's generally pretty okay with it.
And Nicole, I was married before.
You what?
What? I was married once. So I was married once before. And
to a lady?
To a lady. Ladies. But I learned, during my time with my trainer wife, I found things. I'm like, you know what? I think on the next one, I found some things I'd like to look for in different character traits. And then after all of the auditions, Nicole rose to the top. And
that's great.
She is the perfect wife. She is super understanding. She's even joined now recently, which she doesn't necessarily enjoy a lot, but she does.
I'm sure she
I think
hates
a little
it.
bit. She likes it a little bit. But just, like, I probably spend too much time in here, which, sometimes when that happens, she will let me know, like, hey, I haven't seen you in a few weeks. You want to watch a movie?
Here.
Like, oh, yeah. Okay. Like, I would, but Scale Nationals is coming in 2 weeks. So how about we make an appointment for June?
I'll pencil you in. The other great thing is that because my wife is in social media herself now, on sort of like a more of a, behind the scenes sort of thing, I'm like her science experiment. So she's trying out a lot of new techniques in terms of how to do social and how to make this kind of more successful. And I'm a great guinea pig because I've got a pretty decent following on some of these channels, and she's able to kind of give me some tips and advice. And I think that kind of has even brought her more interested in this whole thing. So that helps.
Yep. No, that is an interesting thing. And I follow your wife on her social media business page now as well.
Good.
Always some interesting things in there, especially the new the new Instagram topics that are coming up. So
IGTV and ad based stuff, like that's going to be a game changer. Big
some of
time.
The live stuff difference, and
yeah.
You were talking about travel, and I think that is the one thing that Nicole misses now more than anything, though.
Yeah, because she loves to go to those things.
She travels with me to any of the events. She loves to travel to the events, but now there's so many events closer that I don't travel as far sometimes.
Right.
And she wishes that we went further more often.
Well, you guys will have to come up this way once we'll let you in.
We definitely want to get to Toronto again, because that was
you
one
guys.
Of my favorites.
Yeah, but you did it all wrong.
Well, we were there for an RC event, so we were only in Toronto for a day.
That.
And then
you stayed in the wrong area, though. I'll take you to the right places.
Chinatown was nice, but yes.
Yeah. Moose Jaw, thanks for the $5. Oh. Thanks as always, listening while working and creating a syllabus to scare students. Oh, I love it.
I read that as well, and I literally read the word syllabus and kind of went, like, it still gets me just a little bit. Like, oh, God. I remember those syllabus handout days, and I just kept on always that first day you go and it's like, are we going to get the syllabus and get to leave? No, he's going to start teaching.
God damn it. Oh, they had that at community college? I'm just kidding. I went to community college. I went to university for one year. I made it through a year. Played a lot of hacky sack, I will say.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, that's Nicole, while she loves all the events, never touches an RC. Don't know if she's ever driven one. Not that I can think of, anyway.
Rebecca's never driven one either, and probably never will, unless I put it in my will or something that my casket has to be remote controlled, or the cardboard box that I'm in has to be like pulled into the furnace. What do they call that thing?
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, whatever.
Gene Masters gave me 5. Stop influencing me, says. I bought an Element RC and an Ender 3 V2 printer because of you. Help my poor wallet.
Yeah.
So I don't think that either of those things were bad, and I think that you'll get all of the value of enjoyment out of what you paid.
That's right, you will.
Got kids? Yeah. Easy excuse for RC. Neither Matt nor I.
Nope.
We're
no children.
that is one thing. This takes an intense amount of time.
Oh my God. If I like when we got a dog, I was like, oh man, that's like 3 hours out of my day of like taking care of the dog that I'm not getting back. So I've got to make much better use of my time in here.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we have cats, because
Right. Well, I still have the cats too.
Yeah,
but
they can
the
just
dog
be
requires
assholes around you and not take as much time.
Yeah. Yeah, no kids. And if I'm honest, if I had kids, they wouldn't be allowed in here anyway.
Right.
They'd be like,
I had that.
Stay away from my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would. Here, you go play with this ball of twine.
Yeah, should be like a remake of the Sandlot, but rather than the Babe Ruth ball, it's a ripper, and they're trying to jump. They're trying to jump over a house with like an underage girl, and oh wait, no, wait, that's Flying Cars. I'm getting them mixed up.
Oh right, yeah. Well, an equally good movie.
So yes, I can just
haven't heard from those guys, by the way. The director or the producer never really got back to me.
I'm guessing they've sailed off on their yacht from all the profits of our hustling of their movie.
Yeah. Yacht is optimistic.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, John Schultz is here. Hi, John.
Yes, John is here. I saw that.
That's nice.
Oh
yeah,
man.
Craig Thompson, he has a hobby shop not too far away from here. He says my kids get the Walmart RCs.
Here you go. It's the version.
Same thing.
It's the equivalent of not plugging in the second controller when you're playing video games. But yeah, Matt Perry G says Matt would be the dad from Lego Movie.
Oh yeah, I totally would be gluing everything together.
President Business.
Tony wants to know if we were sponsored by Flying Cars. No, we weren't, and in fact, we were demonetized because of Flying Cars.
Yes. No, we had no support from them other than their permission, yet not from their. They evidently didn't have.
Yeah. They didn't have the audio permissions sorted out, which is odd.
So we both got not copyright strikes. We just got
just a warning.
Demonetized based on
Yeah.
Bull. Like Tony from Sacramento Mazda says Dinks rule. Yeah.
Yeah. We sure do.
Dual
income, no kids. Although I'm a sink right now.
Yeah.
That's for the time being.
Yeah.
Gene Master sent me $5 Australian. Here you go. I'm about to look into tires and will require your influence. I'll be watching some of your videos. Thank you, Gene. If you want performance-based reviews, I'm not sure if you should watch my channel. No, there's not a lot of reviews on tires, if I'm honest. I find those really difficult to do. You've got to have a really specific set of repeatable things in order to really see how one tire performs over another. That would be an interesting thing to do, though, like to make like a thing that could be repeated over and over again.
Yeah, some standardized sled type stuff, but it is such a difficult thing. And honestly, so many of the side-by-side comparisons, like they get great traction in videos, but I think that they're always so flawed that every time I watch them, I'm just mad. So I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah, it's really difficult to standardize something like that.
Do you know Schultz is in Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. Yeah, he's
Oklahoma. So that's a music, right?
Yes, it is. I was doing Ruprecht the Monkey Boy from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Do you remember that movie? You ever seen that?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Anyway, he's playing this character. Steve Martin's playing Ruprecht, who is like he's got some issues. And he's like, yes, we're going to move to Oklahoma because he's going to marry the Colgate girl. And he's like, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, and he's beating on a pot. Never mind. Never mind.
Inspectors asking, what exactly does that mean, demonetized? So basically, every video that Matt or I upload, once you get to a certain point in YouTube, you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time within 12 months, you have the ability to have your channel monetized, which means that the ads that play during or that are showed alongside of your videos, you get credit for, which it can be anywhere from $1 per 1,000 views to $4, $5, $8. Like it depends. It depends on your watchers, how long they watch, what their interactions with the ads are, the type of ads that are ran, everything. And if you get demonetized because somebody didn't clear the audio that they possibly said that you could use, then whoever is the owner of that material, either a video clip or an audio clip, they have the rights to claim that revenue.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. So, if Matt or I put up a video, a normal video, we could see $20 to $40 over the life of a video, maybe more.
Depends on the video.
Some videos you'll make hundreds of dollars over the life of it. But most you're looking at $10, $20, $30 for the size of our channels. The guys that are making big videos, like, big channels, they're making, there's people
hundreds
on YouTube making
thousands.
Hundreds of thousands a month. Those are not us.
Not yet anyway.
Right.
I'm really hoping this goes mainstream.
Yeah. And that's part of it, is just the area we focus on. If we really wanted to be full-time YouTubers, this would not be the market to be in.
Oh no. I'm not even sure it would be
the scale RC.
Yeah, no.
Like RC in general, it's possible. It's been done even. You can see it.
And in fact, it's still happening. There are still people that are doing it.
Yes.
But I would have to change the whole focus.
Yeah, and the amount of income I would have to see to think that was reasonable. It's probably
I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough money for me to change what I'm doing.
No.
I like what I'm doing. I like this niche, and I like being in it. If like you're right. If I wanted, and I don't even know that bashing videos or basher guys are even doing all that well anymore either.
Yeah, I mean, that used to be, RC Sparks is the kind of the pinnacle channel RC wise. And he does well, and he hustled for a lot of years to build his base. Mm-hmm. He's been hit hard at times with different shifts in how YouTube pays, but still does well. Still has a big base. So
definitely. And he's got some unique, fun videos that he's got going on there too. Yeah, it's really difficult to stand out in that crowd.
Right. Yeah. Jang was another one. Ultimate RC.
Oh,
he was making a living off it before he went to Lego, and then he was making a ton of money with Legos. That was a way
insane amount.
Like then you were talking that big money thing again. But then he got smashed by Kappa.
Big time. Yeah, because
the whole thing that we were talking about
for kids.
Legos are for kids, and basically his revenue was cut into just a tiny fraction of what it used to be. And that's when someone else controls your destiny, like
it's a fickle business. Right? And they're always making changes, and there's always going to be new laws and new ways of clamping down on content that isn't really supposed to be on here, because your audience is supposed to be 18 plus. It says so in the terms of service when you sign up for a YouTube account.
Yep. It's so much about that. That's when someone controls it. There you go. And it's just so totally. You can only do so much.
Exactly. I like what we're doing. I'm going to continue to do it.
Yes, agreed. Same. Gene Masters, another donut. I appreciate it. It says, I love the niche hole. Both you and Matt.
We're a couple of niche holes, that's for sure.
Yes. Yeah. That's just, and then there's a lot of the other things that were people that do go to it full time. They have to do things in such a way that I feel to be so cringy for what
Cringy is right.
I would never. Yeah, I just can't.
I can't do it.
Can't. Yeah.
Not interested. I like being me.
Yeah.
And anybody who's met me, this is the same me that you get when the camera's off. That's what I love about this, and that's what I love about my channel, is that I am this person most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with Josh. He's not any different.
No.
He's a lot, he's a lot uglier in real life.
Right. Yeah.
But otherwise,
I have beauty mode on right now, as you can tell. The flawless skin and the perfectly trimmed beard.
Oh, like when I first the ZV-1, the new Sony camera that I got, the sort of the vlogging camera. It's not in here right now. When I first got it, it comes preset with like face tuning on. So my first video that I did with it was one of the IGTV Scale Detail Sundays, I think. And it's like perfect complexion. It looks so weird. I was like, that's being turned off, never to be turned on again.
Right. Like, yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So it's just, that's the fun things about what we do. And again, why this is,
Schultz says I'm a jerk in person. It's true. To you, I am anyway.
Right.
Hey,
Mario stash. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Get rid of that thing. Trujillo checked in. You guys, what did he say? Is this show still on? Yes. 20 weeks later, it's still on. We're setting a world record.
Yes.
Longest running show watched by the fewest number of people.
Yeah. The Jang or Jesse was saying, I know Jang doesn't do it anymore, but it would be nice to meet him or have him on the show, which it would be interesting to just talk from his perspective of him previously being such a big
huge
name
RC,
in this market. Like if you were into RC in the early mid 2000s, he was one of the 3 big video channels at the time.
Yeah.
And
I spent a lot of time watching his stuff.
He doesn't live very far from me. But
maybe you should, surprise him at his house.
Yeah. We've never talked before. But
I don't know you.
I'll bring a camera, reaction videos. You've been pumped. Wait. CCX asking, do you think he still owns an RC? I don't know. It seemed like he got so jaded about it.
Yeah. His excuse was always that the place where he used to run all of his stuff shut down.
Yeah,
closed.
Like didn't allow it or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I mean, he's in San Francisco, and I know San Francisco. Like my brother lives there, but go as the COPPA police.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
It's
you're like you flash a badge. YouTube COPPA police. Shut it down.
Yeah, it's just like I can't imagine a channel that size that you don't have to go that far to make it work. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing. I really love my full-time job, my real job. I love that. And I love my hobby. But do I really want to make my hobby my full-time job? Like, aren't you really... I know you do it, but it's not really the same thing.
It's different.
You go to work and you make things.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, I'm not at work building an RC car.
You're not at work going, "What's up, guys? Here we are on the channel.
I do walk into the office every day going, "What's up, everybody?"
Actually, that's funny you say that, because everybody at work, that when we were going to work, everybody at work knows that I have this hobby and the channel and everything, and they're like, "Could you just like do what you would do?" And I did, and they're like, "No, that's not good enough. Do it more like bigger." So they had me like do it over and over again. So it became like, "What's up, guys?" And I was like, I would like run into the room, and I still every once in a while, not since March obviously, but every once in a while I would do that. Just be like, show up at work and go, "What's up, guys?" Anyway.
Yeah, that's
J.R. Lawson sent me $5. Thanks for the shows. Thank you for watching. Much appreciated.
And for me, that was a big concern of mine as well, though, the whole full-time to the like hobby to full-time. And it was, and you know, JR's right here as well. Again, appreciate that as well. Love this trash. Yes. But that was a big thing for me, because I was a professional civil engineer before, and I liked my job. And the only thing that really kind of pushed me this way is that I just had a couple of bad months of dealing with like straight politics, like city, state, county level politics and politicians. And it was absolutely maddening to me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it was right at the time when I was trying to decide, am I going to sell my house and move to California or not? And I was just angry every day coming home. And it was just like, okay. So, and then coming here, you know, of course it was still a concern, all that. Even the YouTube thing at the time I did, but I wasn't regular about it. I didn't have a regular show. I just videotaped some builds or possibly a new release when they came out, things like that. But then, you know, getting into the groove of the actual job, it's like, it's not really about RC. It's just we're building RC things, and we're having to still manage the same people. You know, it's just like, is this person, you know, are people coming to work? Do I have EPA paperwork I need to start, you know, finish doing? Or what's the bubble? So,
yeah. Well, and I mean, I had a really bad go towards the end of my first stint at, like, I spent 15 years at the same company, and by the end of it I was ready to leave, but I wasn't ready to like hang up what I was doing and take this on as a full-time career. And I just want to clarify that, you know, there's a lot of chatter going on in here about like Trujillo said, turning his hobby into his job was one of the best things he ever did. He loves it. And yeah, I totally get that. That's different from what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking this, like the YouTube thing, and making that a full-time career. There is no way I, you know, in any kind of reasonable sense, anytime soon, would ever consider that, because it's not what I want to do full-time, because it becomes something entirely different at that point. Yeah. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Agreed.
Working in RC and having it be your hobby, I think, is amazing, and I would love to do that in some sense. If it was like from a marketing end of things or sales or whatever, I would totally do that, provided the money was good, which I know it isn't, so I won't be. But you know, I just wanted to kind of clarify that I'm not talking about you guys. I think what you guys do is amazing.
Yeah, it's a crazy part of it. It's a crazy thing. And then I was concerned about, you know, like I said, at the time I started, I wasn't really doing YouTube that consistently. And I thought that I would likely see YouTube take a hit more because of that change.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really been quite the opposite. You know, I've pushed a lot harder on YouTube during the 5 years that I've been in California now. Crazy.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Wow. And so that I've pushed hard, and there's always parts of me being at Vanquish that will deter certain opportunities, which I'm 100% fine with. Does not bother me.
Right.
But the other part of it is that we are in such a small niche, and I'm one of the guys that's still kind of one of them. So it's like, you got to deal with me still.
I'm not going anywhere.
Or I'm going to buy the car anyway and say what I want.
Which is great. The autonomy of that is really good too. And I like that part too.
Yeah.
Like having the autonomy to say whatever I want.
And the whole thing, Vanquish is only like, there's out of the people who, there's only 4 of us that can run it. So it's like,
yeah,
it's not like HR is going to come at me one day. Like I'm that person.
I am HR.
Which is scary.
Ben Osborne mentioned one of the guys that I remember from back in the day, Squirrel RC. Remember him?
Squirrel OD.
Yeah, that's right.
Brian was his name. I used to talk to him through text every once in a while.
Oh yeah, he tapped the boxes a lot. I never saw his face.
Yeah, never. He was always like chest down video.
Yeah,
and that what was crazy about like I said, I would talk to him a little bit. He would shoot his videos for the year up front, edit them, and then upload them all for the
oh my
year.
Gosh. Wow.
And
I can't even imagine.
I can't either. And I don't remember how many videos he used to put out throughout the year, if it was weekly or monthly or whatever. And you can't go check now because he took his whole channel down.
And why did he take the channel down? Do you know?
I don't really know. So yeah, Perry G.
Wow.
Squirrel, worst videos ever, but we all watched.
Everybody did watch them. I watched them.
Yeah, but yeah, it was crazy. What about Bender? Bender, Brad Dumont. So
yeah,
Bender was big in the early days of crawling. He was one of the OGs. He was in Colorado. He worked at Machine Shop or something like that, and he came up with the SW chassis, the first one. SW2, SW3, SWX. Not many people knew, probably including Axial, that SW stood for Shaggin' Wagon. The first SW chassis was the Shaggin' Wagon. And then he came up with the second one and he just turned it to SW2. And then, so yeah, technically Axial had the Shaggin' Wagon X chassis out. But yeah, it was kind of fun. Bender, he was one of the first people on like RCC in the forum days to transition into like full-time job, moving to California guy.
Yeah.
Because he went to work for Axial in like 2009 or so. 2008 maybe, somewhere right in that range, 8 or 9. Yeah, and then he worked out there for a while. I can't remember what year he left. But then Brad and his wife ended up starting a social media company. And they do a lot of social media for some of the full-size off-road, some of the RC companies still, like they do all pit bulls. So Brad's still into it. You just don't see his name or his face. He doesn't, but he's still,
he doesn't
still
post
in
as
the
much,
market.
but he's still very much in it.
So yeah. And I think he lives in like Maine now or something.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
in Maine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still talk to his wife, Faith. I said Hope. Close enough. Hope, Faith, Charity. I apologize. Sorry about that, Faith. Anyway, yeah. Good people.
Faith is great.
Yeah.
I like Faith.
Yeah, very nice.
I
Schultz asked me if tattoos are a hobby. They can be until you run out of room, I guess.
Right.
And John, if you get one, I suggest you get Josh's face on your back. Do it. Here's a good one. Digital Mike said he's surprised that none of the hobby companies haven't snatched me up to help design products. which, let's be fair, any of those companies that would have considered hiring me to help them design their products must have really wanted to go out of business. Because there's no way I would be good at designing products. I'm good at critiquing products, maybe, and looking at a design and going, I don't know about that, or that's going to be cool, but I don't know anything about how to actually design them. So leave that up to Josh.
Right. And I don't even design that much, like, especially anymore.
Yeah, he's too busy packing my boxes for me.
Right. I don't really design it anymore. Brandon is one of our couple designers, and Brandon's freaking super talented.
Yeah.
So that he's got just a super cool style.
Yeah, I love his stuff.
Oh yeah, but like we worked with Matt on the VS410 before it released. He was part of that whole process.
I knew
James Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw pretty much throughout the whole process.
I think from the very beginning I was in the loop on that one. Jim shared a lot of stuff with me. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Axial. I don't think I'm speaking out of school. I knew about the SCX-10 long before it was anything. It was all on, a lot of CAD designs. Saw that thing develop over a long period of time, which was really super fun for me to watch, be a part of in some small way.
Yeah.
That's same thing with the 2. Go back far enough. I knew all about that before that came out as well, which was pretty interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a designer. You saw my drag bolt.
Right.
You've seen my attempts at making things fly in the air.
Right. That's it. There's the different areas of art. You'd be great in marketing.
Yeah, be good at selling you a product.
Right.
Don't ask me to make it for you.
Matt, is that PTF2 fighting you? I have to fidget. I can't not fidget. And whatever
something in my hand all the time
is what. And I
haven't even been playing with my magic wand yet.
When I installed the dual color kit on this printer, I had to take 1 tube. So this is the fidget of the night.
Tiny Truck Nuts. I know that's his screen name. That's pretty funny. I'm sure that exists. I'm sure that product already exists.
It does.
Yeah.
I think RPM sells them. But anyway.
He wanted to know where I got the tiltometer. It's actually called the rollometer. I screwed that up. I like calling it the tiltometer, but I got that from Scale Built. You can find him on Instagram. He's done stuff for Josh too. He does amazing OLED screens, all programmed through Arduino. They do all kinds of stuff. He has a GPS, but I don't know if it's actually a GPS or not.
I think it's just a display.
I think it's just a display. But he does all kinds of really cool stuff. That rollometer is amazing. And I mean, it's a novelty for sure. It does work. It's functional. But is it actually going to warn you when you're about to roll over? It probably would be too late.
Right. They're cool for what they are.
Exactly.
Packing that into a vehicle, not necessarily for the. I've got 2 of them that I'm putting in the Woods Runner, and that's going to be fun.
Oh, cool, fun.
So not tiltometers, but
his screens. Scale Built, all one word. It used to be like Scale Built UK _UK, I think, and it might still be that.
I think it's just I don't remember.
It may just be Scale Built. Now I have to look it up.
Yeah, right. You do that. Then I don't have to.
Pretty sure it is Scale Built, but I will double check.
Someone was asking, how did SDG get on the box? Just because Matt was through, he was through the process, and it's like, hey, and
I was walking by one day. And they're like, I like the cut of that kid's jib.
Right.
Put his logo on the box. Yeah.
What was your first tank truck run? I had a lot. I actually had fun with my tank truck, the Trail King.
Oh yeah, the Trail King.
And
So did I.
I think I had fun because I decided to mix it to my radio so that I could drive it with a wheel. And
Yeah,
it wasn't perfect, but it worked, and it made it so that I could, get it going.
I need to go back and do that to mine because I'd really like to shoot a video in my normal style where I'm actually following the truck around as opposed to just locked off cameras. Those video days are done. I prefer to move around, get some cool camera shots, and better for the edits.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You guys should get some of the other OG guys on for interviews. Yeah, I think a lot of them
be cool.
I think that we'd
have to catch them
up on the tech. We'd have to catch them up on the tech style.
So yeah, I mean, I'd love to get Badger on the show, man. Oh man.
Yeah, it's hard to get a hold of him.
Yeah, no kidding. Really impossible to get a hold of him.
Yes, highly. I mean, there's a huge list of guys.
Brian Quick said the touch lights you put on the VS410, are those available in the US? I don't have those, but I assume they are. Oh, Josh did it. Okay.
I put them on. They're not available in the US, but they're available to be shipped to the US.
Right. Yeah. Is that one of what's his faces?
They're Mad NGH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got his bomber light thing. I should put that on the bomber.
Oh, the radiator thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that too. But I think you can get them through klpracing.com.
Cool.
Perry G's, yes, he said, yeah, like Chino. And Chino actually lives not far from me at all. He swings by the shop every once in a while. So he and Brandon
would come on.
Are good friends. Oh yeah. That's
he'd be fun to talk to.
Chino would be fun. He's got a lot of cool OG rigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see Dean every once in a while.
Yeah. Good dude.
Yep.
Wrangler MTRs on his FJ40. And they're oriented in the proper way as well.
Oriented in the proper incorrect way.
Yeah. In the proper mind-melting way. I forgot that the SBG sticker also appeared in most of the original SCX10s. That was before I owned the website, though. If it was in an SCX10, that was before my time. Or just slightly before my time. The 2 came out like 2 years after. Anyway, dude
with 7 U's. Chris Metzger is his name. Believe he lives in Arkansas. I think I'm still friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah. He's definitely old school.
Yep. Should we call this thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think we had waxed poetic enough.
Exactly. We reminisced.
Oh, good old days. Thanks everybody for watching. Much appreciated as always. We'll be back again next week, but we'll probably be talking about OMG 63.
Right.
Monthly Mayhem.
Read.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
I'm excited.
I can't wait for you to get those benchmarks.
I know. Me either. I'm just looking at the piles of things that I need to get taken care of in here.
Oh man.
I know. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, our stickers are both on the Element sticker sheets. Don't forget that. Yep. Another one.
Thanks,
all right.
Guys.
Thanks everybody. See you again soon.
Next week. I'll have more videos this week and this weekend and time and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Watch them.
Maybe me too. Bye-bye.
Maybe. See you guys.